What's up? I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and today I'm going to show you how to tie your snowboard boots. One of the biggest issues that I have watching people learn how to snowboard is that usually they're not tying their boots correctly. And I've seen guys who've been riding for a really long time who don't know how to tie their boots right. If you tie your boots right, you'll be able to ride better. You want to make sure that when you get boots that they fit right. They need to be snug, but not too tight inside, and they don't want to be too loose so it's all floppy. And also remember to wear snowboard socks. They wick moisture away from your body, and they just make it feel better when you ride, so you can ride for longer. And that's like an important thing about having properly fitting boots that are tied correctly. You have everything tied right, you can ride pretty much all day with no problems or discomfort. Boots that are too big would be sloppy and cause heel lift. Boots that are too small would be uncomfortable and cause cold feet caused by lack of circulation. Snowboard boots come in 3 different lacing systems. They have traditional lace like this one, they have BOA, and Speed Zone. And then there's liner lacing systems too that are either integrated or feature a harness. Smooth out your socks and base layer material so material doesn't cause pressure points. When you tighten your boots, you want to make sure these things are fully open. So that means loosening the shell lacing and then also loosening the liner lacing too. As open as you can get this thing, the easier it is to slide your foot in. What I like to do is I like to hold both my tongues in the back of the liner. I slide my foot in, usually I stand up, step it in, and then press my heel into the heel pocket of the boot. You want to make sure that your heel is nice and snug in that area so you don't get heel lift when you're on your toe side edge. Basically next up is making sure everything is kind of aligned down the center of your leg. So the liner, you want to make sure the tongue is centered and the tongue is on the inside of the liner wrap. That means that the outsides of the liner go around the front of that tongue, around the top of the tongue. Next up, pull the liner lacing system. This is actually an internal harness. As you can kind of see, it wraps around my liner. It's not attached to my liner. You pull this thing up. I like to point my toe for extra bit of tightening, and then I slide my locking system down, and I lock it in place, and then take the laces and kind of tuck it behind my shell tongue. The cool part about these boots is they have this power strap up on top for a nice secure fit. Notice how this liner is nice and snug against my calf. And then we have the shell, same thing. You want to make sure that the tongue is centered, not kind of like off to one side or the other, and that the shell actually wraps around the outside of the tongue instead of course being underneath. Tighten the lower section. I tend to keep my lower section just a little bit loose for better circulation so my feet don't get cold. Tighten that up just a little bit. Kind of lock in my mid step, point my toe, and then I tighten the upper section as much as possible. Do a double knot so it stays secure. Now, laces have a little bit of give to them, so they'll kind of stretch gradually. You know, some BOA systems use metal and there's kind of no give in there, but some other BOA systems use fibers or threads instead of metal, so there's a little bit of give. I like traditional laces, I like BOA, I like Speed Zone, I like them all. But this is how you kind of just tie your traditional laces. Notice how it's snug against my calf and my lower leg. There's not a lot of room. So that means when I bend over the top of my toe side edge, my boot and binding combo is going to move with my leg. So what the biggest issue that happens is, like, if your boots are super loose and you lean towards your toe side edge, like you'll lean and then your equipment will like gradually follow. So I want to make sure everything is nice and snug up on top, just like that. And always tuck in your laces after you double knot them into the shells. Another thing to keep in mind is that But make sure your base layer and your socks are nice and smooth, that they're not like bunched up. You want a nice smooth style fit. And never tuck in your pant gaiters inside the shell. Don't ever do that. There's a little thing on the outside called a lace hook. You put that over the top of your boot, and you take that little lace hook and attach it to your lace so it doesn't come up if you ride really deep snow. And that's how you tie your snowboard boots. Your boots should feel good. Make sure to try different tension types to find out what type of tension feels best for your riding style. It comes down to personal preference. Do what you must to make it feel good on your feet. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a comment or a question. I'll do my best to get those questions as quickly as possible. Subscribe to the channel there, check out more vids there, and hopefully we'll see you guys on snow. Peace.